What's up, YouTube? Matt Kennedy here. Right now, we are running through some updates in my new home construction process. And also, don't forget that even though it is a gaming channel, we still want to help raise awareness to people in their 20s or even as young as 18 years old. Probably not, if you're in high school, probably adults, right? But people who they might get into the home stuff within the next 5, 10 years, right? You want to start as soon as you can. And in all honesty, that's all we can do in this world is learn, learn, learn. So we are going through pretty much the summer of my life, I guess you could call it, where I am preparing for my first home. And the series continues in this video to raise awareness of some things you have to do going into the home. And even though it might not interest you that much, like, oh, I don't care about you, Matt, or whatever, again, you might be in this situation down the road. Or even if you're moving from a place to a place, what are things that you have to consider going into a new place? And so I wanted to share my story so that way people know, or they can rewatch this video in a few years and be like, wow, let's see how Matt did it and stuff. The first thing I want to point out is appliances. You have to know, what are you moving into? A resale home, a new home? What are they giving you for appliances? If you're going for a resale home, you definitely want to negotiate because it makes it easier for everyone. Hey, instead of you hauling out your laundry and dryer and your whatever, instead of, dropping the price by 5,000, if you give us every appliance you have, we'll call it even or whatever. You can negotiate that way. Or, hey, instead of you covering closing costs, whatever, we'll do this. So just understand that appliances are very important because not only is it a necessity, but it's also some very important, expensive things that you need a budget for. So I got lucky because my place came with everything except a laundry and a dryer. Okay, or sorry, washer and dryer. Okay. My recommendation, if you ever want to go for a washer and dryer, is you want to literally go to clearance items. At Lowe's, they were literally giving floor models 50 to 75% off. They were open box. So they're not brand new. They're not used, but they're not brand new. They were just on the floor as a model for you to walk through and see these washers and dryers. I was able to get literally $600, Samsung washer and dryer. They were supposed to be $600 each. I got them, which was a sale price, because usually they're around $1,000, but they're always on sale. So let's just say it's really like $600 or even $500, right? But Samsung is not just hot trash, right? I was able to get a lucky sale, which if you're going into a new home and you have 2-3 months, you need to look at Home Depot, Lowe's, even if you drive an hour away for it. Call around and be like, do you have any clearance items? Because that's your best friend, especially as a first-time home buyer. So I was able to get these for $275 each, literally saving on it's not brand new, but like it's an open box. Ooh, Matt, why are they clearanced? They have to get new models in every so often. So Lowe's, Home Depot, other stores, Menards, if they have to get rid of their current floor models and get new models in, how do they get rid of the floor models? They might ask their employees, no one wants them, it then goes to clearance. So all I'm saying is we were able to get a new washer and dryer with taxes, washer, dryer, pretty much new, and the parts, the hose, whatever, for literally $720 total. Really good for a Samsung name brand. So that's the first thing. Also, we have photos, which are exciting, right? This was the first week, the foundation of the house. Obviously, they're building whatever, so we'll give you more photos down the road, okay? Next thing is furniture. Now, Ashley Furniture, This was a really nice sectional from Ashley, which was half off, but still very expensive. It was a $3,000 sectional that 3,200 that I could have got for 1,600. It's a really nice 7-piece sectional, clearanced. Next big part or talk is furniture. When you go to a new home, you need to understand, what am I inheriting from my old place, a friend, a relative, someone you know, free. What can you get if you're on a budget for free? So I'm inheriting my parents' love seat. That is a gray love seat that can probably fit 2, maybe 3 if it's comfortable and the people aren't too big. But I'm inheriting one thing. So I have 3 floors, bedrooms, whatever. But floor 1 is my rec room, floor 2 is my living room. I need to be able to have at least 2 or 3 more parts of furniture. Whether it's a chair, my big sofa, whatever, all I have is a love seat right now. So this is Ashley, but Ashley Outlet. There's another store called Bob's Discount Store. I was able to get this chair for $37. Now, obviously, it looks bad because it's detached, and it's literally like an odds and ends. It's like an odd. It doesn't look right, but it's very, very comfortable. You could just soak in it all night, right? Just cozy, cozy, cozy. Very fuzzy. Clearly no stains. It looks brand new. It just looks off because of this right here. It's a power recliner, and there's even a USB charger in it. You can charge a phone. So $37 because it looks weird, right? That's it. Do you really think I care how it looks in my brand new home? Like $37 for a chair, I'm taking it. These are the things you have to do when you're a first-time home buyer. Why are you going to go buy $4,000 furniture? You stupid? Now if you're rich, do it, fine, but that's being rich, right? Anything middle class, lower class, when you get this, first home purchase, you're not going to just blow through your emergency fund, I would hope, right? You need to be smart with furniture. I was able to get this clearance from Bob's Furniture Store, $200. Well, Matt, what's the catch? If you zoom in very carefully, there's actually a stain right here. You might not be able to see it, but it's a stain. So if I zoom all the way in, you can't see it. It's supposed to be a $600 some dollar. $600 some dollars. That's what the real price of this love seat is. And trust me, it's not firm as hell. When you sit on it, it's not like super cozy, but there's like it's comfortable. Not like you sit on it, it's like, oh, it's so firm. This is a very nice love seat. It even has 2 different color pillows, gray or black. There's the gray. So I get 4 pillows, a nice love seat to join my other love seat. This is going to go in my basement. Okay? So I got this. It was on clearance for $273. I was able to get it negotiated for $203. So $203 with taxes $219. I got a brand new, pretty much brand new. Well, Matt, why is it clearanced? Well, someone returned it because it's hard to see, but there's a stain. So they removed it. There's nothing defective about this. It's pretty much new and there's a stain. Who cares? For $200, I got a nice love seat. You're not going to find a nice love seat for like $50. Maybe on the Facebook marketplace, it's going to sell in like one day. So right place, right time if you're lucky. So I am still looking for other deals. This one right here is a very, very, very nice, I guess you call it sofa. Power recliner works. The only problem is this part right here comes down. It comes down. There's 2 things that don't work for this, for why it's clearanced, and someone returned it from the store. A, this comes down and there's a wireless charger. The wireless charger does not work anymore, which it's supposed to work in this sofa. But there are cup holders. Second thing, there's supposed to be LED lights that are very nice. They do not work either. However, it's a $1,000 sofa. It still works. The recliners, it's still comfortable. It's still not even really like super used. I can literally get this nice looking cream white in my living room. It's right now $300. So I'm going to check this Wednesday, because every Wednesday it goes down if no one continues to buy it. If I get it for like $200, 80% off, I'm buying it. And that's my sofa. So it's like we're just getting all these deals on this furniture. Shopping outlet is the move for a first-time home buyer. Okay. And you can see back there, there's my nice love seat I got back there. Okay. So like I said, those are the things you got to do. Okay. For time reasons, we're going to end this video on buy down rates. This is a very cool graphic. What time are we at right now for the video? 11 minutes? We're doing pretty good on time, okay? So we talked about furniture. We also Amazon. Coasters, very important in a new home. Yes, you might be able to inherit some from your family, whatever, but I highly doubt people have 35 coasters laying around. So I got these nice little marble blue coasters. They were like $12 or whatever, but 6 coasters, they're very they look elegant and they're gonna look really nice, on quartz countertops or my kitchen tables or just in general my TV room, my living room. I'm not gonna buy any more. 6 is enough. I highly doubt I'm gonna have 12 people over. And to be fair, even if I do and there's a party or whatever, we'll probably be in the backyard or we'll probably be whatever. Or we'll figure out a way to where, we'll figure it out. But at the end of the day, don't overdo yourself. But these are some small things you might want to buy to your place. How about a handheld vacuum? I'm moving out of my parents' place, right? I use their vacuums, okay? This handheld vacuum, if I have a very, very, very small mess on the floor, take that handheld vacuum, clean it up. You could broom it up, but vacuum it up. My car, I want to clean my car. I can't use my parents' vacuum in the garage anymore. My own. So when you move out, you're on your own now. So handheld vacuum is your best friend. It's like this small little mess. You can't really scoop up with your hands. Clean it up, right? Bathroom mat, okay? Look for sales. You have all summer, right? Fans. I haven't bought my fans yet. I have all summer. I'll shop my fans. Bar stools. I got 4 for $160, so $40 each. But they kind of look nice. They're going to be gray, these nice gray stools. They're very nice, really good reviews. Okay, sometimes reviews, good stars. So these are just your gray seats. They're just bar stools. Okay, nothing really it's more cosmetic than anything. But if someone wants to eat on my kitchen, island, okay, they can. Okay, last thing is the interest buy down rate. Okay, this is really cool. Your interest rate is actually everything in the mortgage, in the home buying process. It's not the home, it's not the location, it's not the home price, it's the mortgage rate. Any time that you have concessions money, or this is for new build, not resale. Anytime the builder gives you incentives, we'll give you $10,000 towards closing cost. We'll give you $20,000 if you sign right now. I got $22,000 of concessions money because I negotiated my ass off, right? So I was able to use 12 grand of my free money to spend with that you can't use off the home. It has to be closing costs or to buy the rate down. Those are your only 2 options, okay? Or you can buy out your PMI, which I did. So I was able to get down to a 5.99. So a 5.99. This is what I have right now. And then I used 12 grand of my spending money to get that rate. I wasn't supposed to get a 5.99. I used my money that they gave me to get that to happen. And then the other 10 grand was used for closing costs. I'm not paying much for closing costs because of that, right? You can actually buy down your rate even more. So if I want a 5.875, I have to spend 1,200 bucks. If you want a 5.75, it would cost me 2,800 out of pocket. If I want a 5.625, so I'm buying down my rate even more, it would cost me about 4,700. I already calculated how much it would save me per month. And this is what you have to do being a math guy, right? Punch the numbers. I save 24 per month if I do this option. I save 49 per month if I do this option. I save 74 bucks per month if I do this option, right? So this is how much money I will save over 30 years in the loan. I save 7,500, I save 15 grand, I save 22 grand over the course of 30 years if I stay in that home. I am going to tell you right now, and this is how many months it takes to recoup that amount. I am telling you right now, I would never ever do something like this. Because first of all, you don't even know if you're going to be in this home for 30 years. So unless you know for a fact, like 95%, I'm going to be in this home for at least 15, 20 years, then you might want to consider options and you'll see it as fit. But I would say at least 80% of people should not do this because you're giving up guaranteed money. You're paying this amount to get this rate. You're paying this much more to get a better rate. You're paying upfront money that could be used for emergency funds, invested in, the stock market to, index funds to hopefully if the market doesn't tank to recoup that, money, So it's like the point is you're gambling. That's what you're doing. You're gambling. So if you have any questions, ask me below. But we went over interest buy down rates. I went over some closing costs, advice. With like new builds for like if they give you incentive money, what you should do with it. Furniture, appliances, all clearanced. It's really why am I paying full price? There is, it's almost like an ultimate team, which is the video game you play. If you buy a card day one when the card just comes out, you are always paying full price for the card. Every day after that, the cards always dropped at least 10, 20%. When you can save money in life, coupons, whatever, you always need to explore those options. And if you have money up your ass and you're rich, then fine. Don't worry about clearance. But like when these furniture pieces or appliance pieces are not defective and they're clearanced for other reasons, there's a little stain on it or whatever. Like, dude, you need to save that money. Like, it's dead money. You're wasting money by buying something full price when you know you can get it for not full price. We'll go from there. Take care. Hope this video helped. And this is a part of the life of moving into a new home. Bye-bye.